Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a little bit of thrifting.
All right, we're about to head into the first city thrift. They just opened up right now, so hopefully we will find some great things. This was Saturday morning, New Year's Eve day, so the thrift store was pretty quiet. I was the first one in the door, and I found this amazing set on one of the carts right away. I could not believe it. These beautiful vintage copper pieces definitely came home with me. Prices are definitely higher than I'm used to back in Topeka, Kansas, but I always find some great things. And I always seem to find copper at the other city thrift, so it's funny that I found it here as well. I'm looking through the wood section. A few things caught my eye, including these square-shaped bowls, but they were too beat up and damaged for me to want to mess with. And this little recipe holder was interesting, but at $4, I definitely passed. Interesting theory though. Sometimes I like to just grab ideas from the things on the thrift store shelves. Right around the corner from the wood aisle is this kitchen area with a bunch of bags. I head straight for it and I find another antique rolling pin, another copper piece, but I was super disappointed to find all of the wooden utensils already bunched together. I like to hunt for wooden utensils and curate my own little collections, so that defeated the fun and they were overpriced. Found one more rolling pin and moved on to the metal aisle. Really cute lanterns, again, just at prices I couldn't quite justify for resale. I kind of regret not grabbing these wall sconces. You can see I looked at them for quite a long time. They would have been really pretty with a transfer or decoupage paper and a little bit of paint. I really have to contain myself when I get to this critter aisle because y'all know I will go nuts over all these critters. And I found some that were at a great price. I found some that were at a higher price. I did come home with a few things. I will be showing most of my haul later this week on my channel for my live thrift haul, but I have listed a few things up for this edited video as well because I ended up with a ton of things. I love this little shelf laying sleeping dog, but when I picked him up he was broken and I probably could have fixed him, but terracotta is tricky to ship, especially if it was already compromised. Walked around the corner, finishing up the kitchen section, and look, another vintage copper piece. This one has a beautiful wood handle. Y'all, I definitely scored on the copper today. Ton of floral to look through. I did not end up coming home with any floral though. I've got a ton in my stash right now and nothing here really caught my eye. The few things that did were just overpriced. Almost grabbed this little evergreen tree. It looked very realistic and then I just told myself, Brie, no more Christmas, and I ended up putting it back. I was looking through the floral. I found these wall hangers. I think they're home interior. I almost grabbed them and I probably should have with the really pretty floral print on them. They would have looked amazing painted as well, but they stayed behind. I did find this gathering basket. It's the only basket I bought at this city thrift because they were just really, really high in prices. But I couldn't pass this one up at $9. I thought it was a pretty good deal. These compost buckets are really handy. I probably should have grabbed this one for myself at $10. It's only about half the price as they sell new, a little less, but I ended up leaving it behind for whatever reason. I loved these canisters. The set was $28, so too high for me with the bears on them especially, but look at them turned around. Aren't those gorgeous? If I needed them for myself, I might have picked them up. This duck basket was cute. They usually sell pretty well for me, but again, a little high on the price. I was looking through the pots and pans and I spied this little brass swan hanging out in the mix. I snagged that up. This black enamel set was in my cart and I ended up putting it back at the register, and I'm kind of kicking myself now. I wish I would have got it for my own kitchen. I've been adding in the black decor and I love it, but sometimes things just aren't meant to be. I wrapped up this store back in the hardware section. I didn't find much. This cross was pretty, but I ended up leaving it behind. I do want to show you though how I polished up that beautiful copper. Simply mixing up some lemon juice and salt gives me the perfect concoction to polish up these copper pieces. You can see all that tarnish here on the inside of the pan, but it is no match for my salt and lemon juice mixture. I use this on all of the pans with a nice light hand and rinse them and dry them. They shined up just beautifully. One of the things I loved most about this set was the hanging chains and hooks that came with it. I've got the whole set polished up, 7 pots and pans. There's 4 chains and a total of 13 hooks, I do believe. All of that is listed in my listing description, and I have this set up on my site for $199.95. Second trip, I am over at the Goodwill on Shawnee Mission Parkway. 50% off blue tags today. Loved these candlesticks, but they were almost $20 a piece, so I had to walk away. I picked up a few different candlesticks and checked them out, but nothing really caught my eye today. I did not thrift any candlesticks on this trip. I loved all of these bird baskets so much. The bigger ones were $5.99 a piece though. These little ones, I think these are napkin holders, are $2.99, but I grabbed them. I've got a fun idea for them. This wicker pitcher was neat, $6. I went ahead and passed on it. This cast iron pan, it would have been gorgeous with some feet attached to it as well, but I do believe it was around $16. I'm glad I passed up on the critters at the City Thrift because I found much better prices here. Of course, this duck came home with me. As soon as I stuck it in the basket, I turned around and found this duck for only $2.50 since Blue Tag is 50% off. This one I think will need a good paint job. Almost grabbed this crumb catcher. I asked if they would discount it at the front since it was broken, but they wouldn't, so I went ahead and passed. It was pretty though. Here is another score for half price, making this tote only $2.50. This is going to be a perfect organizational item for January without any need to paint. Then this caught my eye. It was a little too beat up to purchase, but I loved the theory behind it. With the pretty metal trim inside a frame, you could hang jewelry or pictures from it, or even like little to-do lists and sticky notes. The mug literally made me laugh out loud. I don't really resell a lot of coffee mugs, but that one was pretty cute. I have sold measuring cups like these before. They are so cute. I should probably keep this set for myself. They're a good price, and y'all, brown is definitely coming back into trend. I loved these muted toned corn holders, and they were half price, but you can see me feel around the edges. There were just too many chips on them for me to pick them up today. These mugs are actually Hall Pottery. I looked them up while I was in the store. They've got a lot of scratches on them and the colors didn't match, so I left them behind for somebody else. Sweet little handmade pink piece caught my attention for spring colors, but I went ahead and left it behind at $3. And these chickens I left behind as well. People have been asking for roosters and chickens. That one had a broken comb, and this one didn't look like it would come off the rock very easy, so I went ahead and passed, but I really thought hard about it. Even more critters. I scored with some bunnies and some really adorable ducks, perfect for the upcoming spring season. Drop me a comment below. Do y'all have a soft spot in your heart for these little critters just like me? Another really great organizational piece for only $12. I went ahead and put this one in my cart, and I am going to give it a bit of a makeover and update it just a bit. Was the end of my trip at Goodwill, so let's give this a 10-minute flip. The Live, Laugh, Love on this organizer is definitely outdated. I went ahead and removed the sticker and gave the whole thing a clean with just some regular old Windex. Now I have removed the little cardboard chalkboards that they had included and placed them on top of some plain brown craft paper. I'm using a razor blade to cut around to get the perfect fit, and then I'll use some liquid Elmer's glue to brush them on. I went a little heavy on the glue. I want a few bubbles, that way when I go and sand this craft paper down, it will look distressed. I used a throwaway brush to make cleanup easy, did a layer of the glue, placed the paper down, and flipped it upside down for 15 minutes. Once I flipped it over, I ran my brayer across it, which actually seeped a little bit of the black paint through the paper, and then hit it with some 220 grit sandpaper. You can see how it removes just a little bit of that paper and brings that black chalkboard back through. Now, to give it some numbers, I'm using my JRV letter number trio stencil. I've got a 3/8 inch stencil brush and DIY little black dress paint. The key to the best stencil is to use a very dry brush, just a little bit of paint on it, and a light hand. I go back and forth between a swirl and a dab, but look how beautiful and crisp that stencil comes out. And this was a 10-minute makeover on this organizer that brought it up to a more modern, high-end look. I thrifted it for $12. It's on my site for $44.95.
If you're new here, you'll be able to find all of my finds and flips over on my site, upcycledbybrie.com, under the Shop the Halls collection.
My third stop is the Hillcrest Thrift. I have never been to this thrift store before. It was smaller, definitely local, but I did find some really great things, so let's get started. First off, these chimes were amazing. The tag said $17. I was able to talk them down on that just a little to $10, but I couldn't pass up those beautiful bells. There was a lot of markdown holiday decor in this store and not a ton of room for home decor, but I did find my most favorite interesting find of the day here. It wasn't this cute little spool holder, although I'm thinking I should have grabbed that because it was kitschy. And I loved this brass bed rail, but I didn't need it. The child's rocker was fun as well, but my favorite find of the whole entire trip was this beautiful vintage brass shelf. Now I looked it up a little bit and I'm going to show you some information that I found. It took me a little bit of searching, but I did finally find that this was a railroad train overhead luggage rack. How cool is this? There were only a couple available online that I could find, and the prices on them were kind of crazy. I looked mine over, it's got all of the parts, it's in great shape. I went ahead and listed mine up on my website for $249. So if you are wanting a super unique piece for your home, this would be the time to grab it. The measurements and everything will be in the descriptions on most of my listings, but if you ever have questions about a purchase like this, you can email me upcycledbybrie@gmail.com. But what an amazing find. I am so glad I ended up picking this up. Can you believe I almost passed on this?
If y'all enjoyed today's video, be sure to hit that thumbs up. And if you wouldn't mind, share this video out with a friend who you think may enjoy it as well. That's going to help my channel continue to grow. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell next to it. Click that to all and YouTube will let you know every time I upload a new video. Till next time, I'll see y'all later. Bye, friends. If you're new here, you'll be able to find all of my finds and... If y'all enjoyed today's video, be sure to hit the little like button. Wait, no, this is Facebook. Wait, this is YouTube.